In the dawn of cinema, as the silent film era began to reshape the world, many pioneers emerged, creatives who would lay the foundation for the industry we know today. Yet, in a time when the doors to Hollywood were firmly shut to Black artists, one man defied the odds, carving his own path and making history. Meet Oscar Micheaux, the first great Black filmmaker whose revolutionary work paved the way for generations to come. Born in 1884 in Metropolis, Illinois, Micheaux began his journey as a homesteader, working the land before finding his true calling in storytelling. With no formal training and limited resources, he learned the craft of filmmaking on his own, driven by a vision of telling Black stories. Stories that weren't being told, stories that society chose to ignore. Before he became a filmmaker, Micheaux was a writer. He authored several books, often drawing from his own experiences as a homesteader. Selling his novels door to door, he connected directly with Black readers, especially in rural Midwest communities. His books resonated with those seeking stories that reflected their own lives and struggles, stories that were overlooked by mainstream literature. This connection to his audience would eventually lead him to Hollywood, where he took his stories to the big screen. Micheaux didn't just tell stories, he fought racial stereotypes. He secured financing and distribution for his films in an industry that dismissed Black voices. At a time when racism was rampant, he tackled topics like Black identity, racial injustice, and the complexities of life as a Black American, subjects that Hollywood ignored or misrepresented. Against all odds, Micheaux was a Black man in the early 20th century, a time when the film industry was overwhelmingly white and outright hostile to Black voices. With limited resources, no formal education, and no access to Hollywood's exclusive circles, Micheaux built his own path. To fund his films, Micheaux relied on his entrepreneurial spirit and innovative methods. After selling his books door to door, he used the proceeds to finance his filmmaking. But he didn't stop there. Micheaux turned to the Black community, tapping into the support of local business owners and Black investors who believed in the importance of Black representation. With no traditional funding sources available, he raised money directly from the people who wanted to see their stories told. Once Micheaux's films were made, getting them shown was another challenge. The mainstream film industry wasn't interested in Black stories, so Micheaux took matters again into his own hands. Traveling the country, he personally negotiated with theater owners, often in Black-owned spaces, ensuring his films reached the audiences who were hungry for representation. His strategy was simple. He brought the film to the people, making deals with theaters that were otherwise excluded from Hollywood's mainstream distribution channels. It was brilliant. In 1919, Micheaux broke new ground with his debut film, The Homesteader, becoming the first Black filmmaker to produce a feature film. This is his legacy. Through his innovation and determination, he forged a path in a world where Black voices were not allowed. Over the course of his career, Micheaux produced over 40 films, defying societal norms and transforming cinema. His films weren't just entertainment, they were statements. Today, Micheaux's legacy lives on in every Black filmmaker and actor who pushes boundaries and brings diverse stories to the big screen. In our world today, it's common to see Black filmmakers, writers, sound engineers, and creatives shaping the entertainment industry. But in Micheaux's time, his work was revolutionary. He laid the foundation for everything that followed, breaking barriers, tearing down walls, and creating opportunities that didn't exist before. Without Oscar Micheaux, where would we be as Black filmmakers? Thank you, Oscar Micheaux, for changing the landscape of film and for showing us that every story deserves to be told.